Hello guys, my name is Srinivas Rao. I am a Python trainer. I have 20 years of experience, both teaching as well as project experience. In this session, we will be discussing about functions part 2. In previous session, we discussed what is function, how to define a function, what is the keyword to define a function, what are input parameters, what are arguments, what is a written statement, all these concepts we had discussed, and we did some examples using normal function definition and all these things. Now, in this session, we will discuss about scope and lifetime of a variables. So, there are two types of variables in functions. There are two types of functions, two types of variables in functions. First is a local variable, two types of variables in functions. Number one is a local variable and number 2 is a global variable. Local and global. Now, what are local variables? What are globals? Local variables are variables that are declared inside the function. Declared inside the function, they are called local variables. They are declared inside the function and they can access only local, not outside the function. Okay. These variables local variables can be accessed locally means you can't access these variables outside the function. But whereas global variables are declared outside the function. These variables are declared outside the function and this can be accessed anywhere outside the function as well as inside the function, means this can be accessed globally, but local variables can be accessed only locally. So, these global variables can be accessed anywhere, right. Okay. Now, we will do some examples this global variable and local variable, using global variable and global variable and local variable. Okay. Let me go to PyCharm. We will write one program, we will declare variables locally and globally and we will access these variables. Let me go to PyCharm. For example, I will declare one variable. First I will create one function first, def demo1. For example, I create one function called demo1. In demo1, inside the function I will create one local variable, for example, L underscore lang and assign some value, for example say Java programming language. I declared one local variable. See, I declared inside the function. Now, I will declare one variable outside the function. So, I will come here outside the function. I will declare one G underscore lang equals to Python programming language. So, two variables are declared, one outside the function and one inside the function. Outside the function G underscore lang Python programming language, and in a local variable I declare one variable inside the function called L underscore lang. Now, what I will do? I will come here, I will say print L underscore lang and also I will print G underscore lang. Okay, right. My function definition is done. Now, I will call the function. The function name is demo1, I will call the function demo1. Now, when you run this program, what happens? From line number 7 jumps to line number 2, that is line number 3, L underscore lang Java programming language. So, first it prints Java programming language, we can access locally, and also this G underscore lang, see I am accessing where? I am accessing out inside the function. So, this G underscore lang either I can access outside the function or inside the function. Now, I am accessing inside the function. So, what happens? It prints both Python and Java programming language. See here. Okay. Now, I will come here, I will come outside this after inside this one, after calling the function, I will print G underscore lang, okay, and also I will print L underscore lang, L underscore lang. See, now you will get error. See, here there is red color line. Why? Because we are accessing this local language outside, local variable outside the function. See, this local variable you can't access outside the function, only we can access inside the function. So, I am trying to access outside the function. See, that is the reason I got this red color line. So, you can't access this, and when you try to run this, what you will get error. Anyway, we came to know that there is an error here. So, we can't access this. You understand the difference between local and global? Local variables are accessed inside the function, global variables can be accessed anywhere inside the function or outside the function. That is the concept, right. Now, what I will do? I will create one more function, def demo1, and what I will do here, L underscore lang equals to I will say C programming language, C programming language. See, I declare one more L underscore lang. See, both variables are the same names. Here one L underscore lang is here, there is one more L underscore lang is here. We are not getting error. Why? Because this L underscore lang belongs to demo 1 and this L underscore lang belongs to demo 2, okay. And I will come here, I will also I will print L underscore lang, and also I will print G underscore lang, because this G underscore lang is global variable. So, we can access anywhere. Okay. Now, when you run this, it prints what? At first it prints I will remove this line number 13, okay. So, when you run this program, first it goes to demo 1, okay. Even I will call demo 2 also, demo 1, demo 2, okay. First it will go to demo 1 L underscore lang, it prints local language, that is Java program language, and it prints Python program language. Then again backs to line number 13, it will come to line number 13. From line number 13, it goes to line number 7. What it prints? It prints L underscore lang. Now, this L underscore lang belongs to demo 2. So, it prints C programming language and G underscore lang, that is Python programming language. So, when you run this program, so please see the output, Java programming language Python, C programming language Python, right. That is the difference between a local variable and global variable. Okay. Now, next concept is there is a keyword in Python, there is a keyword called global keyword. What is the use of this keyword? The use of this keyword is to make local variable global, to make local variable as global. We can convert, we can make a local variable to global variable. For example, this Java I want to make global. So, if I want to make global, what I will do here, I will say global keyword, and I will say L underscore lang. Now, this Java, this will become global now. This will become global. Okay. Now, I can access anywhere. Okay. I will do one thing, instead of L underscore lang, I will say L underscore var, for example, L underscore var. Okay. Here also I will say L underscore var. So, this local variable L underscore var, okay, we convert to what? Global. I can access anywhere. We can access this Java programming language anywhere. So, I will come here, even I can access in demo 2 also. So, print L underscore var. I can access here also, outside the function also, not in demo 2, demo 1, demo 2, even I can access here also. So, I will say L underscore var. Yes, now we are not getting any error. When you run this program, no errors, nothing. See, Java, Python, C, Python program, Java. So, that is called global keyword. This is called global keyword. We can make a local variable as a global variable by using this keyword called a global keyword. Yes. Now, next concept we will discuss about now types of arguments. Types of arguments in functions. Okay. What I will do first? I will write one simple function. For example, adding two numbers. To add two numbers, what I will do? I will create one function called add numbers. I will create one function called def add numbers. Add numbers in bracket. I want to add two numbers. If you want to add two numbers, what I will do? I will declare two variables. For example, n1 comma n2 indentation. I will say I will declare one variable called sum equals to n1 plus n2. Then what I will do? I will say return sum. Now I will call the function add numbers. Okay. Example 100 comma 200. Okay. Either I can print this 300, we got 300, right? We got 300. What's happening here? Okay, when you call this function, these parameters, this input arguments, this first argument will pass to n1, the second argument will pass to n2. Means the value of n1 is 100. When you execute this line number 5, the value of n1 is 100, the value of n2 will become 200. 100 plus 200 300, and we are retaining the output, that is sum. Now, sum when you use this, when you execute line number 3, this 300 will return where the function is called. Now, I am printing that add numbers 100 200, it prints what 300. So, these are called parameters and these are called arguments. These 100 and 200 are called arguments. Now, how many types of arguments are there in Python function? There are 4 types of arguments. Are there in function. Number 1, positional argument. Number 1 is positional argument, number 2 is keyword arguments, number 3 is default arguments, and number 4 is variable length arguments. So, one by one we will discuss what is position argument. See, for example here, this when you execute this program, what happens when you execute this program, this value, this argument 100, this will pass to n1, not n2, this will pass to n1 because positions are same. According to position, first argument will pass to first input parameter, second argument will pass to second argument, third argument will pass to third input parameter, third position. So, according to positions, this will pass. Now, this 200 will won't pass to n1, it passes to n2 according to the positions. For example, if there is a 300, for example, there is one more parameter called n3 for example, and here I will pass one more argument comma 300, and here I will add this number plus n3. Okay. So, what happens when you execute line number 5? When you execute line number 5, this 300 according to positions, third position, okay, this will pass to n3. So, this will pass to according to the positions. So, they are called positional arguments. The first type argument is called positional arguments, and they will pass according to the positions. Okay. Now, see here, positional arguments are arguments that are passed to function in proper positional order. That is, the first position argument needs to be first when the function is called, the second position argument needs to be second when the function is called. When the function is called. Right. Now, what we will do, we will create one more function. I will go to PyCharm. Okay. Now, this time I will subtract numbers. subtract numbers n1 comma n2, and I will say here result res equals to n1 minus n2, n1 minus n2, return res. Okay. I want to return this one. Now, what will I will call the function sub numbers 10 comma 20, 10 comma 20, okay, and then what will I will print this, I will print this one. So, what happens again, what happens, this will pass according to positions, means this value n will pass, this value 10 will pass to n1, 20 will pass to n2, 10 will pass to n1, 20 will pass to n2. So, res equals to n1 minus n2, res equals to n1 minus n2, n1 is 10, n2 is 20, okay, 10 minus 20, that is minus 10. Okay. But my expected output is what? My expected output is 20 minus 10, my expected output is positive 10 plus 10, but when you run this program you will get as minus 10. Why? Because they are passed according to the positions. So, now I want to change the positions, because my expected output is 10 plus 10, but I got minus 10. So, what I will do? I will change the positions. Now, see here, I will change first 20, then I will set 10 here. Now, this 20 will pass to n1, 10 will pass to n2, 20 minus 10 is 10, and my expected output is 10, positive 10, not negative 10. See here, I got positive 10. So, positional arguments pass according to positions. That is the concept of positional arguments. Now, second one, the second one is keyword arguments. What is the second one? The second one is keyword arguments. Keyword arguments are arguments pass according to keywords, not positions, okay, not on positions. Now, we will see one example by using this keyword argument. Keyword arguments is an argument value passed to function preceded by variable name and equal sign. That is the way to use this keyword. Keyword argument is an argument value passed to function preceded by the variable name and equal sign, right. So, I will write one function, I will create one function. For example, what I will do, I will say def greet, two parameters I will declare. One is name of the employee, surname of the employee, for example. Okay. Then I will say here, what I will say here, I will write function, print function here. Okay. Hello, comma name, comma surname, right. Now, I will call the function. Now, see here greet. Okay. Now, what I will do? I will say name equals to, for example, Rohit, okay, and comma. Next, what I will do? I will use this surname equals to, for example, Sharma, Rohit Sharma. Okay. Now, this will pass according to keywords, not on the positions. Now, it will take care of this one, what? Keywords, not positions. Okay. So, this name will pass to name, and this surname will pass to surname. Means when you execute line number 5, what happens? This Rohit will go pass to name, and this Sharma will pass to surname, and when you run this program, it prints hello Rohit Sharma. Yes, hello Rohit Sharma. Now, what I will do? I will change the positions. Even though you change the positions, this will pass according to keywords. Even though you change the positions, I will try to change this name Rohit here. Okay. And here I will say here I will say name equals to Rohit. Now, what happens when you execute this line number 5? This will pass according to the keywords. This keyword surname will pass to surname, not name, not on the position. Okay, it will pass to surname, and name will pass to name. Okay, even though you change the positions, it will pass according to keywords. And finally, finally, when you run this program, it will display same thing, hello Rohit Sharma, hello Rohit Sharma, right. Yes, this is second this one. Third one, default arguments. The third type is default. Okay. The first one is what? First one is position, second one is keyword, second type of argument is keyword arguments, and third one is default arguments. Default argument. Now we will see what is default arguments. Okay. First let me write one program, for example, def add numbers. Add numbers. I want to add two numbers. So, I have to declare two input parameters, that is n 1 for example, n 2, and I will write the logic for this. Sum equals to n 1 plus n 2, then I will say return sum, Okay. Now, I will call the function add numbers, I will give 100, 200 and I will print. Okay. Print. So, what happens? This 100 will pass to n 1, 200 will pass to n 2, 100 plus 200, 300, 300 will store in sum and it returns 300, perfect. Normal program, normal function 300. But what I will do, I will remove this, arguments, empty brackets. Now, what happens? See, here we declared two input parameters and we did not pass the arguments. It should match, arguments and input parameters should match. It is not matching, it is empty brackets. So, when you try to run this, you will get error. You will get error, and see here what is the error? Add numbers missing two required position arguments. It is missing. Okay. So, my requirement is what? My requirement is, even though you do not pass any arguments, we should not get any error. We should not get any error. So, what I will do? I will use this default arguments. See, what I will do here? I will say equals to, when you do not pass any parameters, the default values should be 0. The default values of n 1, n 2 should be 0 when you do not pass any arguments. See, in this scenario, I am not passing any arguments. So, what happens? By default, the value of n 1 is 0, the value of n 2 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0, returns 0, and finally, we will get 0 as the output. We are not getting an error. Even though we did not pass any arguments, we are not getting error. Why? Because here we declared a variable input parameter with default values, that is 0. Right. Now, what I will do? I will say here, I will give some values for 1, 2. Now, when we give arguments, what happens? This 1 will pass to n 1, this 2 will pass to n 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, sum is 3, return 3. So, it returns what? It returns 3. Yes. So, this is called default. Even though you do not pass any arguments, by default it will take the initial values of this input parameters. And the last one is variable length arguments. Okay, variable length argument. Now, what is the variable length arguments? See, these are called fixed arguments. For example, n 1 comma n 2. There are two input parameters and there are two arguments. Input parameters and arguments should match. Okay, I want to add 3 numbers. So, what will do? I will declare one more variable n 3, and compulsory, if there are 3 input parameters, we pass one more argument 3. Okay. I want to add one more number. So, what we will do now? One more number, again I will declare one more, for example, n 4. Here I will pass one argument 4, for example. This is perfect, but I want to add so many numbers. My function should work like calculator. Okay. My inputs can be n numbers. So, this is what? This is fixed numbers. It will add only fixed 4 numbers only, 4 inputs only, but my function can accept n number of arguments. If your function accepts n number of arguments, so this is fixed arguments. Now, I have to declare variable length arguments. If you want, input should be n numbers. My input argument can be n arguments. That time we should use this variable length arguments. Okay. Now, we will see what is variable length arguments. We understand positional, default, keyword, and the last one is variable. In Python, sometimes there is situation where we need to pass multiple numbers of arguments to the function. So, such types of arguments are called variable length arguments. See, whatever done until now, this is fixed 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments, but here my arguments can be n numbers like this, n numbers. So, that time we should use variable length arguments. How to use variable length arguments? By using star, asterisk. Okay. We must prefix a variable with asterisk. Asterisk, for example, I will declare one NUMB. NUMB means this is variable. Now, this function can accept n number of arguments. For example, let me write the logic here. Sum equals to, I will say TOT equals to sum brackets number. We will debug this program. And he will say return TOT, and here I will pass, for example, 1, 2, 3. Okay, right. I am not using fixed, it is variable length arguments. You can pass n number of arguments. So, what I will do? Now, I will run this program. See, I got 6. Okay. Now, my function should work like calculator. For example, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, you can pass n number of arguments. This function will accept n number of arguments. Why? Because we used star here. What is star? Star means variable length, not fixed length. Okay. So, here you can pass n number of arguments. Now, see the output 36. For example, 9, 10, you will get 55. So, how it is working? What is this? What is the data type of this num? We will see now. Okay. So, what I will do? I will put a breakpoint at line number 5, and we will debug this program. So, what I will do? I will click on this. I will click on this bug icon. Then I will click on this step into, because I want to jump into the function. So, what I will do? I will click on this step into. Yes. Now, see here, what is the star num? See, num equals to round brackets. See, square brackets list, round brackets tuple, floor brackets set, right. So, what is this data type? The data type of num is tuple. Now, in tuple we it is added this many numbers. Added in this tuple. Now, it is easy to add this tuple, right, by using this sum function. By using this sum function, we can add any iterable. It can be list, it can be tuple, it can be anything, it can be range function, anything. There is one function called sum function. By using sum function, added all the numbers from 1 to 10. So, total equal to sum of num, it will add all these numbers, and finally, it returns what? TOT. TOT contains 55, and this function will return this output here where the function is called, and finally, we will get the output as 55. That is called range function, right. So, we have finished functions concept yesterday, and today we discuss about local variables and global variables, and also we discussed types of arguments. Okay, right. In next section, we will discuss about recursive function, and different types of functions are called lambda function, reduced function. All these other functions we will discuss in next video session. Okay. If you like this video, please click on this like button and share our channel. Thank you very much.